Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been about 2 months now since I last did another video, but I hope you guys had a nice Ramadan and Eid. I feel like ages ago now, but yeah, I have filmed this summer look, so keep a lookout and how I get this glowy makeup. I have oily skin, so moisturization is key to keeping the glow. So even if you've got oily skin, it will still give you that nice glow without looking too greasy. But I use oil. Doesn't matter if you've got oily skin, like, you do need to use oil. I feel like that's helped my skin a lot. And yeah, now that it's summer, I feel like I needed something a bit more glow, so I've done this really nice. You can wear in the spring, summer sort of glowy look. And yeah, keep a lookout and keep watching.
So starting off with the Wonder Glow by Charlotte Tilbury, I'm going to use that as my primer and just spread it all over the face. I'm going to use my hands to work it all into my skin. And then next up, I'm using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. So this has got a cream, it's got a cream-like texture, so it's easy to use if you want a very glowy base just underneath your foundation. I'm just going to use my hands to work it all in. And when I was working it all in, I realized I used too much, so a little goes a long way. So I'm just gonna do what I can. You can see how glowy it is already. Next up, I'm just gonna do my brows, and as normal, I will use the brow powder. I always brush the brows first. And then I'm going to use the Rare Beauty concealer. I'm going to use it all over the eyelid, so it's a nice base for the eyeshadow. And then using my finger, my ring finger, to work it in. Make sure it's all spread out evenly, making sure there is no crease lines. So I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury powder setting to set the base, and it stops any creases as well, so make sure you put a lot of powder using a softer brush. Next up, I'm using the Naked Urban Decay Basics palette. I'm going to start off with the neutral tones, the neutral shades in the yellow, and afterwards I'm going to use the pink one as well, just to create an even base. The more powder I use on the base, I feel like it just keeps the eyeshadow looking and staying like that all day. The next shade, I'm using the pastel pink shade, because I'm going to be using some pink shades to create a summer glow. And I'm going to use the brown shade to work in the crease. I realized I went too much, so I'm going to use a clean brush just to buff it all in. Next shade, I'm going to use a bit of the deep purple shade, more of a berry shade, just to work in the crease to create a deeper shade on the corner. If you feel like you need to work in, you need to buff it all out. The next shade, I'm going to use the YSL Full Metal eyeshadow. It's a nice matte pink color. I'm just going to use my fingers to work it all in. This creates a nice base. If you wanted something like pastel pink shade, which is the look I'm going for today. And the same on the other eye. Then I'm using a clean brush just to work it in and make sure there's no gaps. Next up, I'm going to use a Jaclyn Hill, and I'm going to use one of the shimmering pastel pink metallic shades. And I'm using a flat brush to press it all in, and then stretch the skin a bit more to make sure I'm covering the eyelid. I'm going back in with the light brown color in the crease line to buff it all in and make sure it's all even. And I'm using the Urban Decay waterproof black pencil to work in the eyeline. I use this normally instead of a liquid eyeliner on my day-to-day basis. Just find it really quick and easy. And I'm going in with one of the berry shades as well, like a brown deep shade, just to smooth it out and smoke it out a little bit. And then using the same pencil black liner to work into the waterline, and then I'm using the nude shade to work in the waterline. And I'm going to use a small brush to smooth out the black lash line. Then going in with the mascara before I put the eyelashes on. And I'm using the Lancome Big Mascara. It's one of my favourite mascaras I like to use. Next up, I'm using the Cosmetics Skin Foundation. This has got a bit of, I think it's got a bit of serum in it, so it's really good skincare as well. It creates a nice smooth base without being too, like, it's really nice in the summer because it's nice and light. I don't want like a heavy foundation base, so this is perfect for summer or every day. You can use it on an everyday basis as well. Next up, I'm going to set my foundation base with the YSL foundation powder in the shade 40. This is my regular that I use all the time. Just using a powder brush to make it all smooth. Then I'm going to use the Shake and Glow setting spray because I'm creating a more glow look. Then I'm going to put the Giselle, one of my favorite lashes, on. Next up, I'm using the Pixie Honey nose contour stick. This is easy because it's really nice and thin. Just using on the small areas of my face. Next up, using the Revolution F16 foundation stick as a contour. This is handy for like traveling if you don't want something too big. Just going around on the areas of the contour. And using the Real Technique Beauty Blender and just work it all in. Make sure that it's all blended nicely. And the nose, I just like to use my fingers because it's a small area. Then going back in with the Rare Beauty to highlight underneath my eyes and the other areas as well. Make sure you go around all the highlighted areas. And little goes a long way. I find this concealer, you don't need too much of it. It looks like I've got a lot, but it's quite nice and thin. And I'm using the Beauty Blender to blend it all in. And then on the small areas underneath the eyes, I just use my ring finger because I feel like it does the best. Then I'm using the soft powder brush with the Charlotte Tilbury Brightening powder to set it all in and make sure there's no creases. Then going in with the Hoola Benefit to start my contour and set the contouring areas. Then using the Anastasia, my regular contour, I like to mix the shades and add a bit more depth. That's why I like to mix it. Using the Real Techniques Beauty contour brush. And then going with the Ben Eye blush palette, I'm using one of the deep shade and one of the soft pinks. This is very pigmented, so a little goes a long way. And then this brush is melting a lot, so I think I need to get a new one now. And I'm going to go in with the Milani Cosmetics shimmering, one of the shimmering shades that I used. I like it because it's nice, gives me a nice glow. And then NYX Bronze Powder. And I'm going back in with Anastasia. I feel like I need a bit more depth, so I'm going back in with that. And then I'm using the powder brush just to smooth any areas that are not blended. Then I'm putting the mascara on my lower lash line. And I'm using a spoolie just to break it up a bit because I don't like it looking spidery. Then I'm using the highlighter brush, using the L'Oreal, actually using the Dior shade this time because it's got a bit more pink shimmer. Then I'm using it's called the Balm Cosmetics, one of the liquid shimmering shade. I'll link all the products down below so you can see. This creates a bit more highlight, a bit more focus, a bit more intense as well. So I'm just using my fingers to work in the highlighted areas where I put the cream liquid, and going back in with the Dior highlighter to set it in. You can see the glow already. And then going in the small areas just below my brow bone, using my fingers to work it all in. And then using a small brush to place the highlighted powder. And then I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I feel like this shade is too light when I tried it on. So I'm going to use my MAC Cosmetics Cork lip liner that I use all the time, because it's a more deeper and perfect shade for me. Pillow Talk, I find it's really, really light brown. You can't really see it at all. Yeah, you barely can see it. So it's not deep enough for me. That's why I'm going to go in with the Cork lip liner, and you can see that color is my everyday basics that I use all the time. Then I'm going to use the Balm Cosmetics shade Committed. This has got a nice minted flavor, and it's a nice pink as well. So I'm just going in the edges, not in the middle. It's a nice matte. And I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Hepburn Honey, which is my regular nude shade. Then going back in with the Cork lip liner to see if there's any smudged areas, and adds a bit more definition. Going back in with the deep brown shade, I'm going to put some on the lower lash line to deepen up the color. And then using the Tarte Cosmetics concealer, this is a bit more brighter, so I feel like this gives it a bit more brightening effect on the under eye. I like to use this at the end, and I use my fingers to work it in because this blends really nicely and a little goes a long way. Then I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Brightening Powder to set it all in, make sure there's no creases. You can see there's a major difference. You can see how bright my under eye is. And then lastly, I'm setting the face with a setting spray, and it's a very glowy makeup. And then using the Fenty Gloss Balm, one of the shades, I'll link it up below for you. It's a lip gloss, so I know a lot of people are wearing a lot of lip gloss, so I'm just going to top it up to create a nice glowy lip as well. Then I'm going back in with that liquid highlighter, and I'm putting some in the inner corners of the tear duct and using a very small brush. Making sure it's blended well. Then going back in with another little brush to put the Dior highlighter powder, so that intensifies the highlighter and the highlighter shows more through. Going in back in areas that needs it. And then I'm using the e.l.f. brow gel. I think it's in the shade Brunette. This just sets the eyebrows and keeps it more neat and from the eyebrows messing up. And then lastly, using more setting spray. I love my setting spray. All done. This is the finished look. So it's very glowy, perfect for summer, perfect with this outfit. So if you're wearing pink, I use a lot of pink colours. And yeah, hope you guys like this look.
if you enjoyed watching my makeup tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. I want to know your thoughts, and if there's any other videos that you would like me to do, make sure you comment down below. Thank you guys, take care, bye.